Hi guys, my name is Antos, and in this video I'm going to do the ultimate headphone showdown. I'm going to go through the most popular headphones out there and see which ones sound the best. So obviously there's a lot of different headphones out there, and I had to kind of narrow it down for this video. So what I did is I contacted a lot of you guys out there, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook. Also I just looked at on different websites and blogs just to see which headphones were the most popular out there, and that then people had the strongest opinions out there. Also I looked at BH Photo, which provided all these headphones up here. And I went to their website, talked to their sales department, and basically wanted to see which headphones sell the most, which ones have, for example, the highest ratings. And based on all of these suggestions and like I said, the stats, I ended up choosing these three different groups of headphones, and I kind of divided them into groups based on a different price range. So the first group here, which is the most expensive, it's going to be anywhere from $200 to like $150 price range. We have these Meze headphones. These are wooden headphones, pretty cool looking headphones, and very unique simply because they're made out of wood. Then I have these Audio-Technica ATH-M50x. These seem to be very popular online. A lot of people are really vouching for these. And then another set of really popular headphones are these Beats by Dr. Dre. These are the Solo2 edition. Again, very popular set of headphones. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of, especially a lot of kids out there wearing them on the streets. Second category is sort of this mid-price range, which is going to be anywhere between $100 and like $70, $60 range. So I have Senal headphones, studio monitoring headphones. Then I also have Sony. These also seem to be very popular. These are the Sony MDR-7506 model. And then I also have these ones, which are from Sennheiser, and these are the HD280 Pro model. So that's the sort of the mid-range kind of group. And then here I have the cheapest range, which is one of them is the Polsen studio monitor headphones. It's the HPC-A30 model. And I also have another set of headphones from Audio-Technica, but these ones are the M20x model. And I also have these really interesting, sort of what I like to call them back to the 80s headphones. These are from Koss, and the model is, I believe it's just PortaPro. Very unique headphones. Like you can see, it's literally like you just time traveled from the 80s and you took a pair of headphones with you. And now if you guys are wondering why I did not choose some of the really high-end, or not really high-end necessarily, but more expensive headphones, like for example, the other pair of really popular headphones are the Beats by Dr. Dre, but the studio edition, and those are, I believe, like over $300 right now. That's part of it is my personal preference, or just opinion. I really don't think anybody should be spending more than $200 on a pair of headphones. After all, they're just headphones. There's only so much engineering that goes into them. So that's part of my opinion, but also just looking at sales statistics. Majority of the high-end sort of headphones that are selling out there are actually between the $100 and $200 price range. Beats by Dr. Dre, they actually own over 65% of the headphone market, so they're selling very well. So they're by far the most popular. And I personally would never probably think of even getting these for film work, but simply because so many of you guys out there requested it, I got a pair of these to test alongside of these other headphones. And first thing I think what I'm going to do, which I think is just going to be more interesting than just hearing my opinion, is I'm going to go around and ask different people, different sort of demographics, gender, age, that kind of thing, interests too, and ask them to see what they really think based on all these headphones. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to have every person listen to 3 headphones out of each price category, and then at the end I'll have them again listen to their 3 winners from each category and pick an overall winner. Anyway, so here's what other people thought of these headphones. Put it on there so it's comfortable.
And I gotta open my eyes to plug it into the...
Yeah.
These ones are pretty good. It's good, yeah, good bass. I'm a hip hop listener, so you need good bass, you know? These ones sound pretty good.
Okay.
The second one really is just too tight right here.
Oh, okay.
And the song is fourth sound. I don't like it.
No?
Yep.
These ones are more like brassy, like high. I like the middle.
So, okay, so which one do you think is the best?
This one.
This one, yeah?
Yep.
I like these ones better. They're more comfortable, so they go, you know, around my ear and not on top of it.
Oh, okay.
But I also like the sound. The first ones, I felt like I was in the club.
What do you mean? Oh,
It was more boom, boom.
Oh.
But it's cool if you wanna have that feel that you're like in a club and dancing and stuff.
But what about which one was the most comfortable?
Those, definitely those.
The Audio-Technica?
Yeah.
Okay. Any preference? You want to listen to them again, or?
Can I listen to number one again?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. These are pretty good, man. They really have a lot of bass, you know, for like a, you know, like listening to hip hop, it's like you want like good, those bass lines, and these ones, the last ones had good overall, I think. These ones are like solid, and then the bass is just like, you want to like.
So these are the winners?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think so these are the Meze.
Out of those three, the first one.
Okay.
First one I like them better.
So these ones, so the Meze.
Better like sound, you could definitely hear it better for me.
Okay.
Those beats, the last one, they were good.
Yeah.
They weren't bad. Just I prefer the sound better. This one.
Okay. The Beats by Dre.
Oh, that's the second one?
Yeah. So
It's
not comfortable, right?
No, it's not comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
These ones are pretty good right off the bat.
Okay, this one.
Okay.
I like. Yeah, no, definitely not a big fan of these.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see.
Wow. Yeah, I like these. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
These ones are on another level. Like they're just, to me they sound like everything sounds fuller. These ones, yeah, these ones are a little tinny, like a little thin to me.
That's all the volume?
So these headphones were too quiet for you?
Yeah. Very low. I mean, it's good because I can't hear from the outside, but still I can't hear that much from the inside.
Okay.
One more?
That's better.
So which one?
This one.
This one's the best, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So which one?
I think for sound, number 2.
Number 2? Okay. That's Sennheiser's, best for sound, but they're not comfortable, you say?
Not so comfortable for me. Maybe the shape is not for my type of head.
Okay.
The last ones were a little more comfortable.
Okay.
But this one is a little bit clearer, the sound.
Okay.
I think the first one, yeah, definitely the first one, yeah.
Yeah, sound-wise, these are the best out of this group, yeah.
Was it a
Definitely.
big difference though, or no?
Yeah, this one you can hear a lot more of
Oh, okay.
the sound for me
Okay.
and the bass.
Oh.
That
It was
one,
louder in,
yeah,
okay.
that one,
More comfort.
and comfort was good too.
I actually have a pair of those.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm just used to that sound, but yeah.
Do you ever mix when you're working on films and stuff? Mix sound or whatever for your films with headphones?
Not really. I'll listen to headphones. I prefer like at the very end to go through speakers, you know. So I'll mix. A lot of times just because of my office I have to wear headphones, but in the end I want to finish on speakers. I don't know about these ones.
No.
No? Okay.
I try to make it work, but it doesn't.
These ones sound like a little like echoey, like cardboard, like.
No, this one looks like it's like a bad audio, you know, when you're trying to fix it.
Okay. So which one are these?
Those look horrible.
No.
Very smooth, you know, not a lot of surprises, you know.
The second ones are definitely the best ones out of that group.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is how it goes. This is left and this is right, right? Holy
Ready?
shit, yeah.
Wow. These are awesome. Wow, these are surprisingly good for something so lightweight. Yeah, these are awesome. Like, these might be the best ones I've heard so far. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, the sound, they're good, but it's just they don't feel like right on your ear. It just feel not secure like the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but sound, these
But
ones,
sound-
comfort, which ones?
Sound, I'll take the first one in sound, yeah, honestly. I mean, I'll
These
be
ones
impressed.
They look like 80s headphones. I mean, I wouldn't wear these on the street. I feel like there's nothing to, you know.
You can hear all the...
Yeah, like all the exterior sound, but as far as the sound quality, I was like, yo, this is like for, you know, I like I said, I'm listening to Dr. Dre, like I need like the thump, you know, that,
These were good, yeah?
and in the middle and everything else was good. They weren't too harsh, so.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it sounds weird, I don't know. Maybe because you get used to the fact that those cover your ears and the sound is more secluded.
Okay, so which one?
The first one.
First one? Mm-hmm. Okay. And which one was the most comfortable?
The first one too.
Yeah, first
Yeah.
one. Okay, so that's the Polsen Studio monitors.
Polsen.
I'm a fan of the Audio-Technica, I guess. They better give me a free.
So first ones are the Audio-Technica, but these are the M20x. Let's now do the best of the best here. I'm gonna mix it up. Please close your eyes.
Can I just try them all three back to back without saying anything? All right, I'll try the third ones. These ones are so surprising, man.
So which one's the winner?
I tend to want something more over the ear because sometimes I just want to zone out. So like these ones, it's quiet in here. Like these are great for walking around the house or whatever. I don't know if I would wear them on the street. I'm just worried.
Oh, a lot of the noise.
Yeah, like these purely on sound, these ones sound great. Those ones sound great. Let me just try one more time.
It's a difficult choice?
It's a tough choice because maybe it's just I'm like in love with the fact that they're so small and lightweight, you know, which is nice. I probably would choose these ones. Yeah, the Meze. Yeah.
I like this one. Yeah.
These are made out of wood.
Really?
Yeah.
That would,
sound.
yeah, warm sound. Oh.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not my favorite,
Yeah.
but they are kind of cool. But then for professional work then, if you were, for example, like mixing sound or maybe recording sound, I don't know, I mean, you have experience because you work in films. So.
Yeah, I would definitely use these. I mean, in fact, I have a pair of those
Oh.
literally right, and I think I have another pair at the office too.
Oh, okay. So you like that sound, I guess, already before then?
Yeah, I'm used to it maybe
Okay.
as part of it, but
And you find them good for mixing sound? And
yeah, I mean, like, you know, when we're recording or, you know, we'll do that, or just like,
is it because they isolate the sound or what?
it's that, but also the sound quality is very good. Like it doesn't lie to you at any place.
Okay. So overall, the winners are these.
Yeah,
Meze.
yeah.
But then for professional work, the Sonys.
Yes.
Yeah. So which one?
Los dos me gustan. Este es más cómodo. Y el bajo es un poquito más fuerte. Me gusta más este.
Yeah, these are the best.
Yep.
Okay, so these are the Audio-Technica ATH-M50x. So which one?
I don't know what to do. It's 1 and 3 are the best ones.
Okay, so I'll give you the first one again. They're both Audio-Technica. So you want to quickly listen to the other ones now?
Okay. Yeah, I think this one.
Yeah? Okay.
The Audio-Technica wins on my book.
So yeah, again the winner.
So I can take this?
No. So as you guys can see, the opinions vary a lot. Different people prefer different things, you know, and I think a lot of it is not even just the sound, but also just how they feel, and also what kind of music each person prefers to listen to. So different people obviously will prefer a different set of headphones. But when you add up all the scores, it seems like the two most popular set of headphones are the Meze and also the Audio-Technicas, the higher end model, which is the M50x. These seem like the best choice. Now I'll tell you my opinion personally out of all of these, and that's kind of goes both for, you know, not just for kind of personal listening, but also for working and actually, you know, like doing production sound for films or sound mixing, is actually also the Audio-Technica's M50s. They're not the cheapest, and my other choice that I would probably go with, or that's very close, are actually the Sennheisers. First of all, if you were to actually just look at the specs of these headphones, you know, and you didn't have a chance to buy them, you'll right away notice that out of all the headphones, the highest specs or the biggest frequency range actually is owned by these two pair of headphones. So the Sennheisers 280 Pro and then the Audio-Technica M50x. So those ones will have the higher specs. The reason why I don't want to sort of get too much into specs, and if you guys want all that information, it's again on my website at tomantosfilms.com. But I think specs can be very misleading a lot of the times, simply because, you know, the manufacturer can, you know, sort of exaggerate and, you know, write specs on there that don't really reflect the final product. But also specs a lot of the time, especially when it comes to frequency, can be misleading because of different people's have you know, different hearing. It's, you know, some people have, you could say, better hearing or better hearing in a certain frequency range versus others who they pick up sound better in different other frequencies. And because of that, you know, just because you have headphones that have really high frequency specs, you might actually, there might not be favorable to what, you know, your kind of basically your hearing is. And when you actually look at these two headphones, which I said are the highest specs, the Audio-Technica, their frequency is just as wide as the one that you know, from Sennheiser, but theirs goes a lot higher. It goes up to 28,000 hertz, whereas these ones they're a little bit lower than that, and they kind of more concentrate on the lower end kind of bassy kind of sounds. Now, if I were to just look at the price, there's a big price difference between these headphones and then the Audio-Technicas. But the Sennheiser, what I found was really cool was that if you're using this purely for film production and let's say sound recording on location, the headphones really isolate the sound very well. So you're not hearing anything outside pretty much. Everything that you're hearing is what your microphone would be picking up, which is very important when you're shooting on location. And also because they pick up the really low frequency sounds very well, you're going to be able to hear, especially when you're miking, let's say your talent, and you're getting a lot of wind, and you get that low kind of rumble that is usually associated with some wind hitting the microphone. You're going to really be able to pick that up with these headphones versus some of the other headphones. They don't pick it up as well. And now another great thing about these headphones when you're using them for mixing or for capturing sound effects, recording production sound, that kind of stuff, is that they really do reproduce the sound exactly as it is actually being recorded. As opposed to, for example, some of the headphones like the Beats by Dr. Dre, which really kind of modify the sound and they really amplify the bass and certain other frequencies to make the music sound better. The Sennheisers don't do that. So in a way, the sound is very flat, maybe very boring. So if you buy these headphones thinking you're going to use it for listening to music, you're probably going to be disappointed because the music is not going to sound as exciting as it would, for example, on the Beats by Dr. Dre. But for actual sound mixing and recording, it's actually exactly what you want. You do not want headphones that will kind of reproduce the sound and make them sound a little bit different than they're really actually being recorded. Now the reason why I didn't choose these headphones as my favorite is because they were just really uncomfortable for me. They're great at isolating the sound, but they're kind of almost too hard on my head up here. They don't, they're over the ear kind of headphones, so they don't squish my ears, but they just press so hard against my head that I found them not as comfortable. And when I used these I tried to use these for a whole day, I really couldn't. I had to end up taking them off pretty much every hour because my head was just hurting. So if I had to, for example, pick a good set of headphones for recording location sound for a whole day, I really don't see myself working with these headphones versus the Audio-Technicas, which, like I said, maybe don't pick up the lower end frequency sounds as well as the Sennheisers, but they're, the difference is really negligible. I still found though that these headphones are overall have a really good, especially in the kind of higher frequencies or like the mid frequencies, which would be more associated with vocals, are amazing. The best out of all the headphones out here. Another thing that I really like about them is that they're really comfortable, despite the fact that when you look at them, they're pretty big, but they're actually surprisingly light. They're very comfortable. I wore them for a whole day, did not have a problem. And also for my taste, even when listening to this, on these headphones, just music, just for recreational purposes, I found that these headphones really reproduce the music very well. Again, for my taste, and as you guys have seen from the group testing. Even some people thought the same thing. Now, if you're, for example, going to go like another set of headphones that are similar in the price range are actually these Beats by Dr. Dre. If you're kind of wondering, what's the big difference between these headphones? Well, aside from the design of it, I mean, the Beats really look kind of cool. Now the ear cups are a lot smaller. They're kind of on the ear kind of style, as opposed to over the ears. So they don't isolate sound as well, outside sound coming in. So that's why I don't think they'll be ever good for professional film or sound work. And then another thing is these are very modeled or textured set of headphones. What I mean by that is that they really, the frequency is really adjusted, they're tuned in these headphones to make your music sound really good. And especially I think if you're listening to hip hop music or kind of like something with a heavy beat, it really makes that beat sound good. You don't really get a kind of that low end rumble. Yet at the same time, it really picks up certain of the frequencies where you can hear the voice and stuff. So they're a great set of headphones if you're just going to use them for, like I said, just listen to music on the go. They look cool and and they sound pretty good. Now, do they sound, when it comes to the frequency range and the specs even, I can't even tell you what the specs are because it seems like Beats, they don't really want to release that information. But like I said, to an average listener, yeah, they sound pretty good. What I personally though, I don't think that they justify the price. It's again just my opinion, because when you're looking at other headphones in the same kind of price range, they seem overpriced for the kind of quality of sound that you're getting. Because if you really want that kind of like good bass and stuff like that, you can definitely find that in some of these lower end products. But that's kind of what it seems like Beats is all about. Beats is not so much about the best sound or the best this. It's kind of just the overall package. And definitely they have, I think, the best looking design headphones. And it's not even just the headphones themselves, but like even just the unboxing experience. If you look at it here, it comes with a nice box, and just when opening the box and kind of when you first see the pair of headphones, and then it also comes with this case here. It also allows it will work with any smartphone, so you can use this to answer any phone calls and things like that. Has a microphone built in. So it's definitely a good pair of headphones for, I would say, an average consumer who doesn't mind spending more money, because like I said, you can find, I think, the same kind of usability and quality of sound for consumers in a lower price range, but you're definitely not going to get the same kind of just overall experience. And like I said, a lot of it is just associated to the look, the design of the headphones and marketing. These headphones are definitely a pair of headphones that you've seen somewhere on television, advertising on the streets. Or you've seen your favorite celebrity wearing these, versus many of the other headphones you probably never even heard of. So that's sort of where the big difference is when it comes to the Beats by Dre. Another sort of set of headphones which is in a similar price range and kind of is aimed at the same market are these Meze headphones. They're from a European company. They're kind of unique in the sense that they have the ear back here is designed and made purely out of wood. Beautiful quality, wood finish. It gives you that kind of a warmer wood kind of sound like you would get with a classical guitar. And they're also very, very good sounding headphones. Like you saw, many people pick them as their favorite. They're light, they're pretty comfortable, good sound quality. But again, it's not something that I would choose for professional film work. And the main reason is probably because they're over the ears. They're on the ear headphones, not over, so they don't isolate the sound as well. And also, just like I said, the frequency response it's tuned more to make music sound good versus actually being able to hear every sound that's out there. But again, these headphones look nice. They come in a nice packaging, kind of like Beats by Dre. Just give you that overall experience. Some of the other headphones that I was, I come very close for me when it comes to just the quality of sound are these Sony MDR-7506 model. And they're good because they're cheaper. They're not as expensive as the Audio-Technica. And to be honest, they're very similar in sound quality. I just found still the Audio-Technica really just, it's when you put it on, kind of comparing them to all headphones, it really just, for me, creates a really sort of clear sound. And, especially in the vocal kind of frequency range. So these headphones are just a little bit behind it, but the major thing for me is just the design of it. They don't look as nice and they're definitely not as comfortable. So that's one of the reasons why I had to pass on them. Other headphones that I actually, again, really liked, and they're even cheaper, are the Senal. These are studio monitors, and I definitely could see myself using a pair of these for mixing sound. I just found that they don't isolate the sound as well as the Audio-Technicas, the M50s, or the Sennheiser 280 Pro. So that was one of the reasons why I did not go with them. I kind of went over the Sennheisers already. Like I said, isolate sound well, have a good frequency response, just not very comfortable and kind of too low on the frequency range for me. And then from the lower end headphones, the Audio-Technica's M20x, for me, I was completely not impressed. It's the same brand as the M50s, but definitely completely different sound. Also, the headphones are not as comfortable. They don't fold, for example, like the other ones. So I was not impressed by these at all. Another headphones that I was completely not impressed by, and to be honest, that wasn't just me, but many of the people who kind of tested them said that this sounds almost like you're kind of listening to sound in like a, I don't know, like you're close somewhere and you're getting this weird echo. And these are the Polsen studio monitors. That's kind of at least how they're being advertised. It's the HPC-A30 model. For me, it was just horrible. Like the second I put them on, even comparing them to like my earbuds that come with my phone, it was pretty bad sound. Another pair of headphones that sound pretty good, but again, could never consider them using for professional work, is because they're not closed back. They're just kind of these traditional, almost like I said, 80s looking headphones. Are these headphones from Koss They're the PortaPro model, and they're cool in the sense that they're super light, very comfortable because of that, and they have a pretty good sound. So if you're just gonna use it for recreational, listening to music, it's pretty good set of headphones. Now, if you're looking for, like I said, for headphones for professional film work, sound work, because they're not closed back and they don't isolate sound, but they also have a lot of feedback, so definitely couldn't use it for recording ADR and stuff like that. That's the reason why I wouldn't pick them. And really, I mean, I wouldn't even have picked them for this competition, but there was so many of you out there that were asking me to review these and kind of compare it. So that's the only reason why I got them. And yeah, like I said, I wasn't expecting much. I was surprised. The sound is pretty good, but just the overall design is definitely not for professional work, just more for kind of a casual music listening experience. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, my final choice is the Audio-Technica's, the M50x. And then as you guys saw, the group opinion varies a lot. So again, if you guys want more information on all the headphones, where you can get them, I got all of these from BH Photo, and they have great deals right now on some of these headphones, and also they offer free shipping to US and to Canada. So definitely go check out their website. All the links are provided in the description of this video, as well as on my website, which is tomantosfilms.com. You can find all the information about all the headphones that I have up here, all the specs, and all the the sort of scores and all that stuff that I added up for the group testing. So definitely, if you guys want more information, make sure to go over there. And as always, I have other filmmaking tutorials, film equipment reviews, and a whole lot of other stuff on my website as well. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.